Everybody shut up and action. Is K-Pop Demon Hunters a good movie? Well, yeah, I mean, like, this firstly, I want to say that every song in this movie slaps. I mean, like, it has been in my head all day. First thing I did after finishing this movie was go on TikTok and type in, I need some K-Pop Demon Hunter edits, and obviously the edits completely slap. The songs in this movie completely slap. I've been listening to them on repeat all day. These songs completely slap. This is a musical sort of movie. Not exactly a musical. It's not exactly a musical. But it's a story surrounding K-pop stars trying to prevent demons from taking the souls of all the humans. And they're doing this by strengthening a Honmoon, which is like a protective shield that's protecting humans from demons, and to try and destroy this Honmoon, because it's approaching a period where there's supposed to be a big performance at the Idol Awards that'll strengthen the Honmoon for the next year. So the demons have come up with this plan to send out a demon K-pop group, a K-pop boy band, and it's their job to try to sway the fans from the K-pop Demon Hunter idol group, the Huntrix, to try and, take the fans away from them and weaken the Honmoon so that they can feast on their souls. It is a really interesting anime because you're following the dynamic between these demons as a boy K-pop group, and then you have this trio of girl K-pop group who don't even know that the group's leader is a human, but also a demon? But she's not a demon like the demons that are trying to feast on souls. She's a good demon, as in she wants to protect humans. So you have this interesting dynamic between these characters and how they're going to stop, how they're writing songs to try and fight and win this idol award to make sure that they can protect the Honmoon, while at the same time trying to deal with the fact that there's this entire boy band of K-pop idols trying to wreck the Honmoon and trying to mess with them. And these guys are all completely really attractive. The girls and guys are attracting the entire fan base, and their entire relationship dynamic has the entire fan base going crazy. Honestly, the one thing that really captivated me about this movie were the performances, the K-pop idol performances, the way they sing, the way they dance, and just that entire thing in general was really entertaining to watch and really has you hooked to the songs even more so. And then the entire fights between the demons and the demon hunters and everything from that perspective is also really captivating. And the animation in this movie was absolutely beautiful. The biggest thing I did not like about this movie was the fact that it feels really, really, really rushed. I feel like this movie was meant to be longer and they really condensed it, because there's this entire relationship between the Huntrix leader, Rumi or whatever her name is, and the boy band's leader, Jinu, and it feels like their entire relationship just got completely rushed, because it feels like they get into this entire situationship type of relationship where they're actually falling for each other, but that entire sort of dynamic between the two is just rushed through this movie, because every time you see this entire dynamic develop on screen, it has you hooked. You're entertained by these characters and you want to see how these characters interact with one another, how their relationship does develop as friends, as potential lovers, as a potential relationship in general, because Jinu was once a human. Because the entire story behind Jinu and this entire story behind Rumi and their entire relationship, how it develops, is something that captivates you. The entire cat and bird sort of situation, that is just a really cute side thing, that's a part of the movie. But the entire thing is the relationship between these characters. This is a character-driven movie, not a story-driven movie. The story is just there to give the characters context and purpose for their interactions and relations, but it's mostly the characters and the dynamics that really does hook you to this movie. And I feel like these relationships could have been fleshed out a lot more to create a more captivating sort of story, but because it feels rushed the entire time, it's like the entire relationship feels a lot more lackluster, and while it develops in a way that still does hook you and really entertains you and really grips you to these characters, it does feel like it is lacking a lot of development, and the way the relationships develop, and later on in the movie it feels like a whole section of how these relationships develop was just cut out somewhere and you just missed it. And it's like, okay, you're doing this, I can see you doing this, but I don't think your relationship has developed to be able to do this for one another here and there, and it's just so much is missing in the relationship. And I mean, it does a good job trying to give a lot of context to everything and provide enough understanding in the relationship for things to happen, but at the same time it feels very lackluster and it just feels very, very rushed. I feel like this movie could have been at least another half hour longer, and it could have been more fleshed out, and it would have been more entertaining from the relationship standpoint for sure. I feel like it did a good job between the relationship between Rumi and her idol mates and the relationship and the entire topic of her hiding her identity as a demon from them. That was it feels like a typical storyline of the hero hiding her secret from her friends, but at the same time it was just beautifully shown over here, and it was just a really nice story to watch unfold. But it's just mainly the relationship between Jinu and Rumi and the Saja boys and the Huntrix boy bands and girl bands. Their relationship, I feel like it could have been fleshed out a lot more, and that would have made a more captivating story. But while the story itself was captivating, it just feels like that entire relationship was lackluster, and because it was lackluster, it kind of kills the vibe of the movie in the later aspects of the movie, and that's just how I felt. Because just like I feel like the relationship was really lacking there, and it could have developed a lot more, and it would have been a lot more beautiful. But yeah, that's just how I felt. Even overall, though, it was still a really entertaining movie that really does grip you. The songs are the main thing that really has you going crazy over this movie. But the animation, acting performances, voice acting performances were all beautiful as well. And overall, I give this movie a solid 75%. It was a really nice watch. I think everyone should watch it. It is really enjoyable for sure. And yeah, it's a nice fun movie to watch. Just sit back, watch with your friends, eat some popcorn, and after the movie ends, just blast those songs in your ears nonstop. This movie slaps. That is K-pop Demon Hunters. Peace.